Hey folks, it is January 14th, 2026. I just sort of impulsively decided to go to Centennial Park to do a little bit of filming. We are not in sort of the main section of the park, we're kind of in the back. Not quite sure why. It is fairly warm. About 7 degrees. Seven degrees, just getting my just getting my GoPro kind of set up here, I think. I turned the mode from there we go, back on video. We are recording now. Yeah, Centennial Park. It's about time. We're gonna take a bit of a... I was kind of hoping there'd be a sign here with the trails. So I will already have to have covered this on the intro, but there's a bit of a kind of a winding path here through the forest. We'll go back and forth. You can see sort of the path on the other side. Yeah, we'll get going. Let me start the walk. We kind of stick to this one path and it's bounded by Firebreak Road. We'll take Firebreak Road back to restart this path. It's nice and warm, about 7 degrees on the car. I'm not sure. What does my watch say? Yeah, 7 degrees. Watch concurs with that. Good thing it's warm because I left my gloves in the car. I didn't want to turn back. I wanted to get going. Because it's warm, it's a little wet on the trails. Hopefully I don't step in anything that soaks my feet. Mostly in the forest, so there hasn't been a whole lot of sunlight in here, so nothing has really had any kind of major opportunity to melt, but we'll go. We'll see what happens. No, I think this should be fairly picturesque. The kind of further part of this path runs mostly downhill, and if I recall correctly, there's a bit of a clearing and sort of a brook or a stream that kind of runs alongside it before we get to Firebreak Road. Now, I've talked about Centennial Park before. This isn't sort of the section I've talked about, to be honest. I've talked more about the path surrounding the path surrounding the water retention ponds. You may notice that there's some ski tracks. It's pretty popular cross-country skiing section. Need to work on my timing a little bit. I ate before coming out here, but I was watching this YouTube video. Should probably verify with my own research. But I was watching this video that suggested that it's ideal to kind of walk within 10 minutes of eating because it sort of lowers the amount of sugar that gets into your blood, which is a little bit better way to process. We're gonna do 2 laps. I think each lap is roughly about 3 kilometers. So not unlike the length we had last week at Irishtown. It is a little icy. It might be a bit slower. I'm still doing intermittent fasting. These walks are kind of happening a little bit later in the day than most of the other walks I've recorded. I've noticed the last few days I've done walk post eating that I seem to have a little bit less stress in the following day. Or at least my ability to manage my emotions is a little bit more improved. Oh, there's the map. So we are on Carcajou. We just crossed by Lynx. I hope I've got the right path. I might have taken the wrong path, in which case this might just be a bit of an experimental walk. I've only ever really walked here once before with my daughter and my dad, and I really enjoyed it, so I thought it'd be fun to share with you. Share with the channel. Speaking of the channel, you like what I do? I mean, I do this to share, not because I think I'm gonna make money, but this is obviously not monetized, this channel. If we get there, we get there. We don't, whatever. But if you like these videos and you want to participate, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and feel free to drop a comment below. It'd be great to know where we're getting viewers from. Let me know what you like, what you don't like. Where you like the walking so far. And I'll try to do that. Oh, a bridge. There's a bridge down there. So we were on Carju. My feet are already wet. It's gonna be sloppy. Bit of a sloppy walk, I think. Whew. It's certainly icy. Going kind of slow here. Okay, speeding up. Gonna have to go get different shoes on before I pick up the kids from school. Breathe. Relax. Walk. I know I've said this before, but these boots are getting old. Because they're getting old, they do not prevent penetration of water. Which is cold and annoying. Let's move to the other side of the path. Anyways, back up. I'm trying to get out walking within 10 minutes of eating. Just because what I had read suggested the sooner you can get moving after eating, the less of a spike you get in your sugar levels in your blood. I don't think we just hit a kilometer. I don't think I quite managed to hit that 10-minute mark. But it leads me to an interesting question. I'm curious, how often, well, that's not the right phrase. What it leaves me thinking is, how quickly does food start dissolving in your stomach and impacting your sugar levels in your blood? Does your digestive system wait? If you've fasted, if you've intermittent fasted, does it take time? Does it take time to sort of wake up and then start digesting? Because if there's a bit of a delay, it would suggest that you have a bit more lead time before you need to start moving than you would potentially after subsequent meals. Which for me would mean I have a bit more time to kind of get set up and get moving. I think I might have taken the wrong path. Brooke. Not my friend Brooke, just Brooke. Pause for a minute here. It's warm, so the water's moving pretty good. Look at that, that's pretty. Oh, and the other side. I can't wait to do this in spring or summer on a nice day. It should be pretty good. That is Firebreak Road. Yeah, I'm fairly certain I took the wrong path here. That's okay. I think I'm turned in to the path at the first intersection. But I really needed the second path. This is the one that I wanted to hit. It's okay. Maybe we'll switch over to the other path. Well, see, now we're on links. Yeah, it looks like we were on the wrong one. So that bridge I had mentioned is actually path that we were supposed to cross over, or that was the path we were looking to follow. That's okay. We'll follow links here. We are no longer on casual. Casual. I'm not totally positive pronunciation. English is my first language. French, I would like to think, is my second, but I don't think it counts if you can't speak it. Probably as familiar with French as I am with Spanish or most other I'm gonna be totally honest. Spanish. Spanish and French are like tied for second in that I know some phrases, but I really can't speak much of it. I know I'm a sad Canadian, but I grew up in Ontario to get to grade 10. And did not continue. My co-parent is fluent in French as a second language, which makes Moncton a pretty good choice for her. Not so much for me. Yeah, it is wet on this path. Sloppy. I mean, it's nice and not freezing to death walking here, but I'm spending way less time focusing on positioning and breathing and talking with you fine folks, simply because I'm trying not to slip and fall. Should get some spikes for cleats for my boots. Probably has a performance impact, but nowhere near as bad as not being able to walk again for a while because you're recovering. It's coming up. Friday is like Quitter's Day, I think. Second Friday in January is generally considered to be Quitter's Day. It's the day most people give up on their resolutions. No, this isn't a resolution for me, so I'm not sure. It's not a New Year's resolution for me doing this, so I'm not sure if that counts, but regardless, it's good motivation. If you have started something new this year and you are aiming to resolve yourself to doing it, put the effort in, don't stop. I did make a goal this year of 1,250 kilometers, and I think we're about, I'd have to check, 45 kilometers down so far. Okay, so we're back at the car. I'm gonna switch over to the other path. See if we can find links here. I think we're going this way. See where it takes us. I hope I don't get lost. usually way better at orienteering than I evidently appear to be. That's okay. We will get it all mapped out. It is kind of annoying though. I have a feeling I'm going to end up backtracking from the first loop. Feels like I'm just going on the opposite direction of the loop we were on. Which, hey, sometimes you backtrack in life. No big deal. I'm confident we can find a way out of here. I shouldn't. Shouldn't be backtracking. Oop. I'm not backtracking. I am on a different path. Or 2.25k into the walk, so roughly about halfway of my daily goal, but almost halfway of how long I anticipated this walk to be. Well, we appear to be turning, crossing back. Carcajo. Let's go with that. I think we're on the right path now. Oh. Don't fall and break your neck, Aspen. I hope I don't run out of battery for the GoPro because I did not bring my second battery with me. I don't think. Hopefully it's not a disaster in preparedness. Rather quiet. I get that it's icy, but I kind of thought there'd be more people out on the road, out on the trails. I think we're gonna go over the, yes, we're gonna go over the bridge. Oh. I will stop and we'll get hopefully a fairly serene hard to believe it's January. We have a park diversion, path diversion, Renard. We are continuing on to Lynx though. Oh, looks like Renard is closed a little bit further down. I wonder if it's always closed or just closed for winter. Safety concerns. We'll have to see later on this year if it opens back up. For this year, we are sticking with maintained sections of the parks. Sorry, for this year, I mean for this season. It must go through the ravine there because we just met up again with Renard. Nice elevation here on the Lynx Trail. Lots of side trails, it looks like. You probably hear the road noise, or you might hear road noise. There is Wheeler Boulevard just alongside this section of the park. Coming up on 3 kilometers. Given the slightly more technical aspect of keeping shiny side up, we're a little bit slower. A few minutes than when there's less elevation change. I guess we also did, I don't know if my watch stopped when I did it, but I did stop at that bridge earlier on the Lynx Trail to get some video of the ravine. So I was working on the Irish Town walk video before coming out here, kind of figured out how to overlay still images. I'm still very much learning CapCut. Not gonna get too close to this side. There's a ravine down there. Still very much trying to learn CapCut, and I'm sure where's that path go? I'm sure there are ways to do other things I want to do, but taking it a little bit at a time hopefully makes the videos a bit more engaging. I do want to sort of take opportunities where I can to stop and grab moments, because I think they might be good for shorts, like YouTube shorts. To share, or TikToks and whatever, short format videos. I've realized not everybody has hours to consume. I'll be totally honest, there's very few videos I've watched the entire video, simply because it's a long time. So unless it's sort of playing out in the background, I'm not sure consumption is very high. Okay, we're at the Lynx Hebrew intersection. We're gonna continue on Lynx. We should be getting fairly close back to Firebreak Road. Whoa, I'm a bit turned around. We are heading back over. I don't know if it's a different ravine or the same one. Seems to be flowing in the same direction that the bridge was flowing in. Looks like there's good lighting here for night walks. We should do a night walk. I'm a little leery about night walks. Personal safety, much. But good on the city. It couldn't have been cheap to bury. I'm gonna say 4 kV. It couldn't have been cheap to bury the 4 kV cable under the path. You hear that, folks? Is that a squeaky door or soggy log? I don't know. I don't think it's a door. It does look like we're heading up that way, though. Wow. You know, looking at the map, you don't really... There's no contour lines on the map, so you don't really see the elevation change. Maybe it's good we had that brief interlude and just one shot of Lynx path. Definitely wasn't a tree. Or, jeez, it was a tree. It definitely wasn't a house. Wow, I am certainly feeling this walk so far. First segment was just kind of easy mode. Good life metaphor. Sometimes things are easier or harder than you expect, but keep your mind to it, you know, always finish. You set a goal to finish. You stick to that goal. I spent a lot of time there was like 3 days. I was doing a cadet exchange into Scotland, and I think we hiked something like 350k. That seems like too much. 150k or so in like 3 days. It was not the most fit portion of my life. So I was kind of always at the back of the pack. But never complained, just kept pushing. What's the sense in complaining? It's like, and in the highlands of Quebec, in the highlands of Scotland, what are you gonna do? Where are you gonna go? Oh. Bernice McNaughton. Passing by an entrance to the path leads to Bernice McNaughton School. Okay. Helps give me a little bit better idea where we are. And looks like we're working our way back down the hill. Whew. Bit of a workout here. More so than usual. It's good. I like a challenge. It's nice that the clouds have kind of gone away. It was pretty dark up until about 45 minutes ago when the clouds started breaking, which is very pleasant at +7 Celsius. Still kind of like overcast a little bit, but it's a lot more breaks in the sky. I assume they're going to school. On their way back from lunch period, perhaps. Whew. What a privilege to be able to walk this every day to and from lunch. A little bit of a path through the woods. Hi, look at you. Oh. The puppy, so fluffy. Looks a little wet. And down the hill. I try not to slip. You know, I don't even know anymore exactly where we are. Pretty confident we're still on Lynx, but no clue how close we are to Firebreak. Coming up on a intersection with La Pin path. Let's take the traffic circle. Well, this is Canada, so anyone watching on an island, I'm sorry, but we go to the right. It's funny, I was in Australia probably Australia. There's no T. I don't even know the year, 2012, somewhere around there. I had rented, no, it must have been 2008 or 2009. I rented a bike with my boss. We had rented a couple of motorcycles. And I think I rented a Tiger. I think it was about 700. I think it was a 750 a Tiger. It was a 750 and was going into a traffic circle, and you know, dumb Canadian, used to driving on the right. I looked left, I looked right. I looked left, I didn't look right, and I almost got hit by a guy in a truck. Fortunately, he stopped or slowed down enough for me to oh, that's nice. I like that. He slowed down enough for me to get into traffic without killing myself. Okay. How are we doing? 52 minutes. We're approaching 5 kilometers. Kind of in the back half. We're maybe about 300 meters from Firebreak. road. Hi. I need new boots. My feet are soaked. Something better maybe than ankle height. Keep kicking snow into the top of my boots, which isn't helping either. Well, there we are. That is Firebreak Road. I'm gonna walk over here. We'll limit the ingress on my feet to just water and snow. Over there, I think we'd be introducing dirt. My boots are gonna take like 3 days to dry out. So we'll go back on links. Which for a short distance at the top of the hill here is unified with Carcaju. Oh, lunchtime's over. Bernice McNaughton is back in session. I need to get better boots. These are... I think that's 6 kilometers. No, that's 5, sorry. 1 hour, 58 minutes. Okay, I think this is Lynx. So we did mostly one lap of 2 different systems. The only sort of unified section of each lap was fire brake. Unfortunate. Penguin walk. All right, we are back at the access for the parking lot. Gonna turn up. As my feet are wet enough.